today what I'm going to give you are 5 more techniques to astral project, okay?
Okay, that sounds interesting. I mean, I've always wanted to be able to leave my body in order to get stuff done without the need to, leave my body or get stuff done. So astral projection sounds perfect. Now, all I need is a magical technique to bring whiskey to my front door and I am set. Wait a second. Holy shit, guys. Have you heard of this internet thing? Apparently I can buy anything. That's crazy.
These include, and are not limited to, because there is another technique that I'll be showing you guys later on, which could lead into an astral projection.
Ooh, fancy. And by could lead into astral projection, well, do you mean it does nothing of the sort because astral projection is complete and total bollocks? I mean, that's my guess on any and all results, but I could be wrong, and we will have to see how convincing these ideas are.
But if you tweak it the right way, this third eye technique, it actually allows you to lucid dream.
So we got 2 things here. 1, astral projection. That's not a thing that does anything of use and certainly is not as described by anyone who uses the term in any serious way. And we have lucid dreaming, a term to describe dreaming as per usual, but then gaining control of that dream. So instead of being like a movie, it's more like a video game. It's a known phenomenon and not in any way, shape or form magic. But do you know what you could do if you were dreaming and gained control? Probably wander around seemingly outside of your body and do shit like watch your pets f*** about. And if you were a dumbass, I bet you could convince yourself that you had really done that in the real. It's just a shame that somehow there's never ever any way to prove that you did actually do that. Almost like astral projection is bollocks.
But before I teach you how to do that, how to manipulate that third eye technique, I'm going to give you these 5 techniques, okay, to astral project to leave your body.
I don't get it. Who would give a shit about being able to control the dreams in their own head, as entertaining as that might be, if they could instead, I don't know, find out passwords to locks or discover the secrets of various organisations? And if you're not feeling particularly crimey about it, just go far and wide and visit all the places you ever wanted to from the comfort of your own bed. Personally, I would use it to observe my food in my fridge without opening the door. I do often wonder what foods get up to when the lights are off. And there's obviously no other way to do that.
They are the headphone technique.
Oh, I know this one. Right, what you do is, you take the headphone cord and you wrap it really, really tightly around your hands and like an object, binding them together to make it far more difficult to face-palm yourself for believing in such stupid crap. It's a great technique. Got any others?
You got the chewing gum technique.
Oh, now, that one is advanced and expensive. What you have to do is, you chew up your own body weight in gum and then reconstitute it into a human shape, dress it up in your clothes, and then throw it off a bridge in front of your family so that they think you're finally dead and can stop being such a f***ing embarrassment.
The mobile phone technique.
A simpler one, nice. This is very easy. You dial 555, stop being such a twat, and hit yourself in the face with the phone until the ringer stops or the phone is broken into a million pieces. No worries about doing any damage to yourself since you likely have a bont denser than a neutron star.
The clock technique and the ball technique.
And, well, of course, those 2 actually go together because you need a mighty clock and an outrageous set of ball beneath them in order to sell this crap online and act like it's anything other than a bunch of horseshit. Any of these techniques will work to prove you are an absolute charlatan or completely gullible idiot. Good job.
But first, who am I and why should I teach you guys how to astral project?
I'm not sure I care who you are, and you shouldn't teach anybody to astral project without at least first proving that it actually does anything. I mean, I could make a video teaching people via explanation how to fire their fingers like bullets. Great for switching off lights and poking strangers in the eye from across the street. But until I can prove that's even possible, chances are I'm just trying to trick people for some reason, whether that be gaining wealth, power or status within a particular community, although why would you want to do that in the woo community for anything other than the money? I have no idea.
Well, it's because I am a practitioner of astral projection for 21 years.
Dude, if you would have told me that was your age, I would absolutely believe you since you look like a baby. Although, maybe I am right, and he has literally been firing him ghosts out of his body since the day he was born. Can you imagine how terrifying that would be to wake up in the middle of the night to find a phantom baby suckling on you, and you're a guy? That's just rude.
Yeah, I suppressed my ability to astral project at the age of 13 for 3 years up until I was 16.
Wait, you suppressed it at 13? Oh shit, you are actually like a baby 21-year-old. I mean, that's no excuse for believing stupid shit, but bless your little heart. Also, how the f*** do you suppress your ability to do anything? Either you can do something, or you can't. Although I have been suppressing my ability to do standing backflips and land on my head using my ears to walk off. So that explains why I can't do that thing I can totally do right this second. Damn suppression.
Where I drown. If you guys have been a long time subscriber to my YouTube channel, then you would have already seen those videos where I discuss my drowning.
Fucking hell, that went dark. So, you drowned, eh? And then you could suddenly astral project yourself, quote unquote, again. Now, forgive me if I'm wrong, but one of the side effects of getting a bit drowned can be good old everyone's best friend, shiny, brand new brain damage, right? No idea why I might bring that up.
In public. On a public format. It was not fun, but it did lead me to kicking up some suppressed memories of sleep paralysis.
The way you put that made it sound like talking about drowning publicly was worse than actually drowning, and that checks out because most people's top 10 list of fears tend to have social phobias like public speaking at the top, and death usually comes somewhat lower than that. So if you're going to a wake, most people would rather be in the ground than having to say a few words about the deceased.
Shadow beings, things that people would consider as demons, but really...
They are probably mild hallucinations and not anything even approaching magic in any way, shape or form. Like seriously, as unsettling as those kind of visual sort of glitches can be, they often aren't anything more than something in your head affecting your visual cortex in some way. And the fact that this started to happen after your drowning incident, then that would be far more likely an explanation for perceived spooks than, "Me a magic guy now, mum." Also, probably go see a doctor.
They're not all that bad, and I talk about that also in one of my videos. Yeah, astral projection really isn't that scary.
Well, finally we agree on something, but only because things that don't exist generally aren't scary at all, not in any real sense. I mean, I can come up with some pretty scary shit in me old noggin, but it doesn't keep me up at night. Unless it's at the end of my bed licking my toes.
If you know what's going on. At the beginning though, like many other people, I was terrified, I'm gonna be honest. But, you know, our minds have the tendency to run rampant with ideas as to what's actually going on.
He's so close to coming to the correct conclusion of, this is literally all in my head. But then he just suddenly veers off the road into a patch of woo bushes, which of course contain woo berries, and those things make you believe some very silly ideas. That's a damn shame.
Real quick, there was this time I was in the Astrals. And...
oh god, this is really making me cringe. And I don't mean in the, that's cringe brah kind of way. I mean, I feel so embarrassed. Because he's leaning in and talking conspiratorially about the subject. And it's like me leaning in and saying, "So the other day we were riding our space unicorn dragons when a giant floating eye went past and totally smelled of rainbows. Don't you hate it when that completely normal things happens? Eh, guys?" God.
I looked black because of this practice that I was doing in the astral realm, and to add more doom and gloom, scariness to my appearance.
Oh right, I thought you meant something else there. Okay, right, you were like a silhouette, I assume? That's kind of cool. Sounds exactly like the kind of thing that one might see in, what are they called now? They're like brain movies you get in your head when you do the sleeping. I don't think there's a word for that, but if someone comes up with one, like that.
When I walked, I created a kind of after effect, a kind of shadow, okay? Now, I walk into this stranger's house.
Wait, that's illegal, I think. You can't just walk into strangers' houses. No, not even if you have the ability to astral project. No, seriously, let's just say that you can astro bubbles, for argument's sake. That doesn't give you the right to enter people's houses without some explicit Ghost Boys welcome sign on the outside. That's not only incredibly rude, but what if you walk in on them partaking in some really f***ing weird sex thing, and they can't even invite you to join in?
And I'm looking on his bed, because he's freaking out under his covers, he can't move.
God damn it, man, you are really making this sound extremely sketchy. I mean, seriously, why do people who think they can go anywhere think that they can just go anywhere? I'm serious. If you think that this is a real skill that you have, what makes you think that the ghost police aren't going to come to your house, not kick down your door because they don't fucking have to, and take you off to ghost prison? Because again, this shit would be very, very, very illegal if you weren't an apparition, so it's probably equally so if you are. Regardless. Honestly, it makes me think that secretly deep down they know it's all fanciful bullshit, and that's exactly why there aren't any rules.
I'm not the only one in the room. There's another being in the room, and he's looking at me as if to say, what the heck's going on?
Fucking hell, we've got a spectre party going on. Everyone just hanging out in some poor dude's house, spooking the shit out of him. All he wants to do is sleep, and you don't think to yourself, oh shit, maybe I shouldn't be sneaking into strangers' houses at night. Maybe that's kind of a shitty thing to do, even if it is imaginary. It's still fucked that you, as someone who thought it was real, didn't think that maybe you should just leave him alone? It's really weird, dude.
That person in the bed, experiencing sleep paralysis, this is what he was doing.
How in the ever-living do you know that? Are you a doctor as well as a spook? I somehow doubt it, as those two careers are often at odds with each other. That, and if they are moving, well, that doesn't sound like sleep paralysis. I mean, it's kinda in the name, the inability to move, so yeah. All in all, you get an F for medicining.
He was looking at us and blaming us for his condition.
You make it sound like that's not reasonable, but then again you think it is reasonable to be in another person's house, by any means whatsoever without their permission. And if people were in my house, lording over me, and I couldn't move, you are damn skippy I would think those f***ers had done something to me.
But if you're a really skilled astral projectioner, you would know.
God damn it, every time. If you were a skilled Minotaur wrangler, you would know that you need to guide them with the lump of ambrosia on a stick to lead them around your labyrinth. That's what you sound like when you say shit like that, dude. Would you please stop the ridiculous? It's causing me physical and astral pain. Get it? Because it's like astral plane. Oh, you don't get it.
That you need to exercise your astral body first.
Right, yeah. Got to get in those astral squats and do some astral curls, maybe. Possibly a bit of astral yoga. And, don't forget, astral bros don't let astral bros forget astral leg day. Although it's not like you need it if you're walking when you're in a phantom mode. You're doing it wrong.
Before you leave to go into the astral realm so that you can move and so that you can see something.
Wait, is this you blaming the guy whose house you've apparently broken into for being too scared to move when there were somehow two apparently completely unrelated soul intruders? That's kind of messed up, man. When I break into people's houses and threaten them, I'm 100% taking the blame for that fact. I mean, it's what I'm there for.
He obviously didn't do that. Most people nowadays are strapping on binaural beats.
Binaural bait? What are you, fishing astral salmon? Perhaps a bit of extra-dimensional tuna? Possibly some kind of otherworldly moon bass. Bass. Wait, bass, like music. You mean binaural beats? You just said it in a really weird way. Yeah, I know them. It's basically meditation music. Not really my jam. I prefer music that makes me want to rip off my own skin. But like it in a good way. In a teary way.
And that's causing them to exit a little bit, but it's messing up the whole process. They need to have a kind of prerequisite meditation in order to really allow themselves to fully astral project properly.
Oh yeah, they're just messing it up by doing this nonsense way, when clearly it should be the other nonsense way. That's how you do it. I can't help but enjoy the matter-of-fact way he discusses this total horseshit. And hell, at least it's not spirit science levels of word salad, even if the base ideas are just as silly, so I'll give him props for that.
Otherwise, if you use all these other techniques which aren't fully developed, you're only going to get part of the experience, and you're going to be stuck.
You'll get stuck? What, like forever, or just until you do the waking? Wait, are you saying that sleep paralysis is because people don't know how to astral project properly? But what about people who get it who aren't trying to do that, like, at all? Almost like sleep paralysis as a condition has nothing to do with some woo flim-flam. No, that can't be right. Everything always leads back to my gibberitic worldview. It couldn't be any other way.
I didn't know that when I was a kid. Nope. I too fell under the assumption that I was being attacked, that something was sitting on my chest because I felt heavy, when really, my astral body just wasn't developed properly.
Dude, come on, don't be selling this shit to kids, please. If someone is suffering from sleep paralysis, it's not because they aren't good enough at some bullshit pseudo-scientific garbage. It's probably from a number of very treatable problems to do with sleep and stress, and filling people's heads with this shit is frankly going to do more harm than good. Cut it out. Wait, before you go, I have something super important to tell you. It's life or death. It will change everything forever. Nope, wait, it's gone. Oh well, probably wasn't important. But while I have you, don't forget to comment, subscribe and notify. And if you want more of my smexy voice, check out Mrs. Six's channel Spoonstaff Stories, where I narrate and voice all the videos, and she does the work. And if you want to support the channel, check out the merch store for cool t-shirts, or check out Patreon, memberships and PayPal to support directly. Finally, follow me on the medias of social to get completely pointless guff and to keep up on the latest releases. Oh, I just remembered what I was going to tell you. Whatever you do, don't touch the